If you want to become a more relaxed woman, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this video. And I'm not going to talk about taking more baths, drinking more tea, or creating a prettier morning routine. I'm talking about psychological patterns that are keeping you tense and the small shifts you could make to actually become a woman that moves through this life with ease. Because a lot of us have really misunderstood what it means to be relaxed. We think relaxed women simply have less going on. But trust me, a woman can have a full life, responsibilities, work, motherhood, problems, and still move through her life without feeling like she needs to constantly brace for the next big thing. And this is all coming from a woman who knows what it's like to constantly be tense, anxious, and just feeling like she needs to control everything, to having to really teach herself how to calm the heck down. So, today I'm going to give you the 7 psychological shifts that really help me become more relaxed. And for each one, I'm going to give you something practical that you can actually start doing. If you're new here, hi there, I'm Samira. I talk about feminine energy, mindset, and rebuilding your life in a way that actually works for women without the burnout and extremes. So, if any of these topics resonate with you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here. So, let's dive into the first shift because I think this is where a lot of our tension starts. Number 1, stop trying to mentally solve everything. And I don't blame you on this one. Your brain wants certainty. So when something feels unresolved, you may instinctively think harder. But thinking is not always problem solving. Sometimes it's just mental tension disguised as productivity. Think about a time when you replayed a conversation, worried about an upcoming situation, researched something excessively, kept asking yourself, what do I do? Tried to predict how someone may react, or mentally rehearse every single possible outcome. Oof, I'm already exhausted thinking about all the situations. And I have so many examples of this personally that I could share with you of what that looks like, of me trying to mentally solve everything. So let's say I have a friend and we agree to a play date, and I take my kid and she has her kid not cooperating and playing and just giving the mom a hard time. The old me would try to help her in a lot of cases in terms of like, okay, maybe you should try this. Did he eat? Did he do this? And honestly, it wasn't my place whatsoever to solve her child's problem. I genuinely do believe every child's mom knows best for their child. If the mom is open to a suggestion, you can help. But in that moment, I didn't have to solve the problem. I think she knew best. I think she knew her child better than me trying to solve what's going on in this situation. Yeah, I did have my son. I did want to have a good time. But sometimes, like, the mom knows best. And I can say this for a lot of situations where it's like we want to help parents, but sometimes the parents just know what they're doing and they know their kid more than anybody. Another example is that I am one of 5 siblings. I moved away from home, and I have my brothers that still live back home. And there were situations that came up where I would try to solve problems that would come up from a million miles away. And my brother would be like, hey, Samira, like, we have this taken care of. It's okay. You don't have to solve the problem. We know best of what to do since we're actually here with the problem. But instead, I would try to like give suggestions and try to help in many ways I can from outside the country. But like I said, there were some things that I wasn't in the place to actually solve the problem, even though I was working my mind 24/7 trying to come up with a solution. But sometimes, some situations, you don't have to. What I want you to take away is that there is a difference between thinking about a problem and actually being able to do something about it. There is something psychological happening here. Uncertainty makes us uncomfortable, and our brain wants an answer so that we feel safer. But some situations simply do not have an answer yet. Repeatedly thinking about them can create a feeling that you are doing something when you're actually just staying activated. How I want you to think about this is this way. I don't have to solve something simply because my brain brought attention to it. And I know this is something a lot of older sisters struggle with because they've always been responsible for solving everyone's problems. It's called the oldest sister syndrome. I don't have that, but I can see it with my own older sister and just other women that I've met that are the oldest sister. Just that you're so used to solving everyone's problems that it becomes like this trained mechanism and your brain's wired to do that. However, it's the oldest sisters that are always stressed out and anxious, and it's just too much of a burden on one person to really take on and solve everyone's problems. And of course, there's, when someone is there to always solve everyone's problems, people feel entitled to that kind of overworking one person's brain over and over again, which is why they have a hard time relaxing. But if you realize that you're doing this all the time, in order to become more relaxed, I want you to do this one thing. Whenever you catch yourself spiraling, ask yourself, is there actually something I could do about it right now? If there is, you can do the thing. If there isn't, consciously put it down and just say to yourself, this is not mine to solve today. And that is one way to become more relaxed. And real quick, before we get to the second shift, if you have a strong calling to slow down and just tired of hustling, I've created a free 7-day soft life workbook challenge. It's a simple but powerful way to shift your energy in alignment with the woman that you deserve to become. You can grab it for free in the link below. Number 2, stop demanding perfection from yourself. A woman can look calm on the outside, but internally constantly evaluating. Is this good enough? Am I doing enough? Could I have done better? Does anyone approve? That creates constant low tension. If you're caught up in the loop of perfectionism, this is constant self-monitoring. You're never fully finished because there's always another adjustment. And you truly believe this one thing, I know a lot of women will get this. I can relax when everything is properly done. If you've ever said that out loud in your life, which I'm sure you have if you're a woman over 30, you will never relax because the definition of properly keeps moving. A personal example of mine was that it was my son's 3rd birthday and I invited my entire family and killed myself during this birthday, making sure that the house was perfectly clean, that the kids had all the entertainment and little gift bags. My son had the perfect outfit. My decoration was top tier. I wanted everything to be so perfect. And up until everyone left, I was so exhausted that I did not enjoy a minute of my son's birthday whatsoever, even though I put so much work on it becoming perfect. After realizing what I had done, this whole goal of perfecting my son's birthday, I was like, okay, never again. The whole purpose of me throwing a birthday party for my son's, first and foremost, that he has fun. And second, he will not remember what was in the gift bags for the kids, neither will the parents. And no one will remember that I even went as far as cleaning inside the oven in case someone looked inside the oven. Like, that's how crazy I had become. And I look back and I'm like, why did I exhaust myself for my son's birthday? And best believe that next year I did very minimum decor and just ordered pizza and just invited the immediate family and really focused on having quality good time for my son, and he had a blast. Like, kids don't even know. And I'm saying this from a motherhood perspective. When it comes to this YouTube channel, the reason why I had started and failed so many times was because I was aiming for the perfect first video, and I was so scared to post something, and I was always thinking about what people will say, how people would judge me. And I put so much pressure on myself to perfect the first video. But in reality, the first video, barely anyone will see it. The amount of energy that I put in trying to perfect that first video, I could have put that energy towards 10 videos so that I could learn or get into the practice of speaking in front of camera and just getting to the habit of building the momentum of editing and posting and just doing the work. But because I aimed for perfection, it took me 4 weeks to film a video and post it when I could have posted 4 messy videos. Didn't aim for that perfection. I wasted so much time. I took the fun out of it. This is why I've attempted and failed YouTube so many times, because of the fact that I was just trying to perfect it and trying to relax once I know that I've done it all. Tense women of trying to perfect everything. First and foremost, they don't enjoy that thing that they are working towards. It takes the fun out of it. And usually they don't get the outcome that they want because they put so much pressure and negative energy in this project, and I don't see it working out for them the way they wanted to. So it's kind of like, are you really helping yourself, or can you just take it easy and relax and just stop trying to perfect everything? It's okay. But something I want you to take away is that relaxed women doesn't mean that they do not care. That's not the case. They're just women that know that enough is enough. If you find yourself dealing with this issue of trying to perfect and always being tense about it and have a hard time relaxing when there's a project or there's a goal you want to achieve, or there's something you want to do with your children, I want you to practice this. Choose one thing every single day to intentionally leave at good enough. Don't go back, don't optimize, don't fix, just let yourself experience this is fine. You're essentially teaching yourself that imperfection is not an emergency. And this in turn will help you to calm down and feel more relaxed when you live through life. Shift number 3, stop anticipating problems that have not happened yet. I think a lot of women are not living in the present. We are always living in the next 5 possible problems. What if they don't like it? What if something goes wrong? What if my plans change? I love how my body language is fits that thought, right? What if I can't handle it? What if they say no? Psychologically, this is your brain just trying to prepare you. The intention of the brain, which is its sole purpose, is to protect you and to be aware of worst case scenarios, which is thank you, brain. However, the amount of tenseness that it's bringing to our modern day lives over small, trivial things is a little too much. What you're doing is that when you constantly rehearse future problems, this just means that you're experiencing stress that has not happened yet. And what I want you to know is that you don't need to experience something twice. This is going to be a funny example, but this is something I'm guilty of doing. So I'm from the States and I live in Canada now, and I used to travel back and forth a lot. And whenever I did go visit back home, I would always bring a big suitcase of, either gifts and just shopping in the States that you can't find here in Canada. And every single time I came to the airport, I was so tense and stressed out that my bag would be overweight. I would feel the anxiousness the night before. I would pack, unpack. I would pack, weigh the bag, unpack, pack again, wait again, and just be so nervous that the lady at the front desk will be like, it's overweight, you have to pay some crazy amount. And honestly, it's not even that bad, but that just stressed me out. I possibly had to check in a luggage that's overweight, and I was anticipating me being told it's too heavy and me having to open my suitcase in front of this long line of people and they're watching me take things out. And what if it's something I didn't want to take out? What if I have to take out this sentimental toy that my mom got my son? It was honestly, it's very dumb now that I think about it. But I was like, this is just getting out of hand. I don't know why I subconsciously inherited this stress, and it's okay if my bag's overweight. And it's so crazy because there's times where I have been stressed. And honestly, I do think who you deal with at the front desk at the airport plays a big role. Some people are very anal and will hold a pound against you. Some people are just like, it's fine, you'll be fine. And I needed to think more about that. Like, it just depends on the person. It just depends on what's in my control. And I would try my best to reach the 50 pounds. But however it plays out, it's okay if I have to open the suitcase. It's something so dumb, but this is just a personal example of where I would stress myself out during traveling. There was another time where my husband and I were renting out a condo and we were moving into our house that we had just bought. And it was my first time renting, and I was so scared of the landlord getting mad at how we left the house. And the way I cleaned and scrubbed and fixed, repaired stuff, I was so stressed that, oh my gosh, I broke the shelf in the refrigerator. They're gonna, I don't know, penalize us, make us pay more, make us replace the refrigerator. I was thinking about the most bizarre situations, like worst case scenarios about this landlord punishing us for how we left the condo. Do you know what happened after that? He literally gave us a gift card, a $200 gift card, simply because we were just great tenants. All that stress was so unnecessary, and the guy was actually impressed at how we've left the place. Even though I had a baby at the time, and it was a small place, so it was bound to become with wear and tear and all that kind of stuff. But I just remember that situation. I'm like, why was I stressing myself out so much? And this is me anticipating problems that haven't even existed yet. So looking at all of these situations, I realized how I was tense about really dumb situations that, wasn't necessarily a big problem. Right. And I know there's a lot of women out there that anticipate problems like this, but I've just had to train myself that if I want to be a calm woman that has a peace of mind, that takes it easy, and is strong enough to overcome any situation in her life, I had to stop doing these things to become more relaxed. So, what I want you to take away, if you find yourself always anticipating future problems, I want you to practice this. When you find yourself future tripping, ask yourself this: has this actually happened yet? If not, tell yourself this: then I don't need to experience it twice. You can deal with a problem when it is an actual problem. I repeat, deal with the problem when it's actually a problem in front of you that you need to solve. Save yourself the stress. Shift number 4 in becoming a more relaxed woman: get comfortable doing nothing. Here's a question I want you to honestly ask yourself. When was the last time you did absolutely nothing without feeling you should be doing something else? A lot of women have learned to fill every single gap, and I'm guilty of this. I am a recovering self-development junkie that was so focused on over optimizing and maximizing my time, habit stacking, trying to make the most of every minute of my day. I am recovering from this, and now I find myself to be more relaxed. And what did my old self look like? And something that you could be doing too? This could be listening to a podcast while you're walking, being on your phone while you're eating, scrolling on your phone while you're waiting for something. While you're watching TV, you're answering texts, cleaning while listening to something. Even relaxation becomes another activity. We are constantly consuming, learning, improving, and optimizing. So, psychologically, you're training your brain to receive constant stimulation. So, psychologically, you're training your brain to expect constant stimulation. So, stillness, doing nothing, sitting around and not getting something done can feel uncomfortable. A few personal examples, and I'm going to bring up a lot of motherhood examples because I find myself trying to really make the most of playing with my son, but also trying to listen to an audiobook. I was that person. Instead of, just watching the TV show I wanted to watch, I would try my best to work on a project and get that done while he took a nap. It was so hard for me to do nothing because I was trying my best to do it all and make sure that I'm the best mom, the fittest woman, the healthiest, the hottest wife, like just trying to do it all. That doing nothing felt like I was lazy and I was wasting time and I was constantly stimulating myself. Now, ever since I got burned out and I'm trying my best to become this calm, relaxed woman that goes through life on easy mode, the soft life, I had to make some drastic changes. So right now, I really prioritize slow mornings. I don't touch my phone at all the first 2 hours of the day. I really prioritize that no notification in the morning kind of thing. And I have my glass of warm lemon water. And because it's summertime, I actively try to go out and sit on the front porch for at least 20 minutes and just drink that cup of water without any stimulation and just kind of let my body wake up, my mind wake up through silence, through just taking in the fresh air and just doing nothing. And this small practice has helped me become so relaxed throughout the entire day. I'm not constantly reacting to things. I'm not constantly filling in my brain with a lot of stuff the first hour of the day. And honestly, I find myself so relaxed since doing this. Another thing I've done is that I used to listen to a lot of podcasts or self-development books whenever I was driving or when I would go for walks. Now, I make sure that I listen to the music that I like and just zone out. Or if I go on walks, I purposely leave my phone at home. And just that act of just doing absolutely nothing or just focusing on one thing at a time, like the walk or just driving, has really calmed down my nervous system and I feel very regulated. And I'm a victim of it, of over optimizing, maximizing, all that sort is really working against us women. And relaxation itself is a self-development tool. If you think about it, it's something that's helping you. And even at bedtime, our phones are constantly stimulating us. You need to put the phone away and just remember when we were kids, like think about random scenarios and just drift off. You don't need to be constantly, watching stuff. So yeah, another way to become more relaxed is get into the habit of doing nothing. So ultimately, relaxation is not something that you have to perform. Just give yourself 10 minutes of purposelessness every day. Purposelessness. I'm saying it right. Every day. Now you will remember that word because of the way I'm pronouncing it. 10 minutes of that. No phone, no podcast, no book, no productivity. Just sit, drink tea, look outside, and just exist. Just exist. Stop doing something all the time. You're practicing to become a relaxed person. Number 5, stop trying to control every single outcome. One of the fastest ways to become a more relaxed woman is to become very, very clear on what is yours to control. You can control your effort, your choices, your communication, your boundaries, and your preparation. You cannot control another person's reaction, whether someone likes you, what someone decides, whether everything goes to plan, or the final outcome. Trying to control uncontrollable outcomes creates constant monitoring. Did they respond? What did they mean? Is this going the way I wanted it to? And honestly, that is so exhausting. This is why detachment has become a very popular topic, because just like everything else I've mentioned in this video, we are constantly trying to problem solve, anticipate problems. We've just been so trained to expect the worst and just struggling so much to go with the flow because we are not going with the flow. And we all know that when you're not going with the flow, things don't work out the way you want it anyway. So This is the whole point of becoming a more relaxed person. You need to learn how to detach and focus on what you can control. A personal example of this is I can say a lot of people pleasers do this, but I had to control the tone of every room, and I could not tolerate silences. I found myself subconsciously trying to include everyone in a conversation and fill in empty silences, reducing the awkwardness simply because I wanted to control the tone of the room. And then there was a time where I was so exhausted from socializing. And I'm like, why? I used to enjoy this. Why am I so tired of going to a group setting, socialize, coming home and feeling so tired and exhausted? I noticed that shifted within me. And I noticed that this is the thing about me, is that I'm trying to control the tone of the room. I do admit that I am a good communicator. I am good at reading the room, and I took the responsibility of everybody's reactions, tones, keeping the room good. After I realized how much this is draining my energy, I was like, okay, I can't control everyone's tone. I can't volunteer subconsciously when it's not even my event. That's the joke. It's not even like I'm not even hosting. But now I notice myself when I go to, events or in a social setting, that if no one's talking, it's okay. I'm quiet too. I don't feel the need to come up with the next topic for everyone to talk about. It's okay if it's awkwardly science, if it's awkwardly silent. I'm not focused on, oh my God, I'm not contributing enough. It's okay if I don't contribute enough. It's okay. It's totally fine, Samira. And it's one of those things that it's like you need to be in control of what you can offer and know what you bring to the table. And you don't have to make sure every outcome is the way you want it to. So that's one example, one personal example of mine. Another thing which I bring up a lot is that when I started this YouTube channel, I was so fixated on the outcome of growing followers, getting results, making sure that my audience is happy. And that burned me out real quick. I was so tense. I hated it. I gave up so many times with the whole content creation thing. But now I'm so detached to the outcome of what I can control. And at this point, which I've said repeatedly in all of my other videos, is that I can only control how I show up, consistently show up. And whoever's sticking around to watch my videos and subscribe, that's up to them. I can't control it. I think that's working out really well for me. And I'm actually enjoying the process. And I find myself showing up even more, even when I'm tired, even when I don't feel like filming. I actually enjoy it and I want to show up simply because I made that promise to myself of just focusing on what I can control. So, if you struggle with this, one practice that I can do is that whenever there's a situation and you're so fixated on an outcome, take a piece of paper, put a line in between it, and write mine on one side and what's not mine on the other side, and put the situation in both. Then you can deliberately redirect your energy on what's mine, what's yours to control in this case. So, like I said, you can't control every outcome, just on how you show up. And once you do this, trust me, you will love life a lot more. Shift number 6. Design your life to require less mental effort. Sometimes you're not mentally exhausted because you're doing too much. You're exhausted because you're making too many tiny decisions. What to eat, what to wear, when to work out, what to clean, what to buy, and when to answer messages. Every decision takes mental bandwidth, but the goal is not to make life very rigid. I want you to start making defaults will save you in this case. This can be 3 to 5 default breakfasts, a repeat grocery list, a few go-to outfits, keep it simple, which is why I really like the capsule wardrobe thing, a standard morning rhythm, a designated time to check messages, and a regular cleaning rhythm. One thing I've created into a default is Sundays are my cleaning days. Sundays, it's done. Like I don't need to overthink it. It's my days to do laundry. It's my day to put stuff back to where it belongs, and keeping that consistent routine as a default has really helped me keep my house clean and keep my sanity intact. When it comes to working out, my default right now in this phase of life of what's expected of me is to at least work out for 15 minutes. And that is just literally just doing a dance, a stretch, some kind of movement, 15 minutes, very easy default. And I find myself showing up a lot more because it's a default. I've only committed to something simple and it's actually helping a lot. I end up doing 30 minutes or sometimes I do 45 minutes, but just because the fact that it's such a low barrier requirement of me as a default, I find myself showing up more, and it's not like the whole, and it removes the whole process of like, oh, When should I go to the gym? What should I wear? How should I eat? Where should I put my kid? All I need is a mirror, a yoga mat, and just showing up for 15 minutes. And that's a default. So what I want you to understand is that a relaxed woman does not have fewer responsibilities. She's just designed her life in a way where fewer things require less mental negotiation. So how do you practice this? Ask yourself, what is one decision that I'm making over and over again? And a common example is like grocery lists. What can I do to turn that into a default? And just pick one. That will help you on a weekly basis. And the last shift into becoming a more relaxed woman is to stop using stress as proof that you care. Let me explain. This might be the hardest shift for ambitious women, my high achieving women out there. You have to stop believing that stress is an indicator that you're taking life seriously. We mostly associate stress equaling productivity, exhaustion as equaling hardworking, rushing through things equaling importance, feeling overwhelmed at times as equaling ambition. All of this is a terrible bargain. You can accidentally reinforce the belief that if I am calm and relaxed, I am lazy. So you maintain a certain level of pressure because it makes you feel like you're doing something. Trust me, I am a millennial woman that tried to do it all. I was working full time. I kept my son at home while I was working, fully remote, thinking I would be the best present mom while working and contributing and trying to do every extreme workout and just doing so much where I totally burned out. And I'm like, okay, it's like stress, but I'm hardworking, I'm ambitious. I can still wake up at 5 a.m. every day, even though I have 20 other responsibilities. And it's like I was in this vicious like hustle mentality that I burned myself out so much because I thought I was the most productive, most high achieving person ever. And the joke is, did I reach my goals? No, not whatsoever. I wasn't a present mom because I kept my son at home. I wasn't the best employee out there because I worked full time. Just like I thought I was doing the right thing, stressing myself out, thinking I'm an ambitious, hardworking person, but was I actually living a life that looked amazing? I looked good on the outside. I'm not saying that, but I felt like crap. And that's not the point here, right? At the end of the day, how are we living life where we live a life of being happy, at peace, and calm, which is a core message in my channel for all the women out there? You want a life that looks as good as it feels. So if you're guilty of this, I'm going to show you how to practice working against it. You simply need to tell yourself, I don't need to be stressed to be effective. And one way you can practice this, take one important task tomorrow and deliberately do it without rushing. And just simply ask yourself calmly and still do it well. Then experience the answer. And those are my 7 psychological shifts on how to become a more relaxed woman. It's actually less complicated than we make it. I know my video might be simple and straightforward and things that we might already know, but it needs to be heard. It needs to be brought up again. Whole point is to stop creating unnecessary tension. What I want you to take away from this entire video on how to become a relaxed woman is you can care deeply about your life without constantly feeling like you're chasing it. If you're wondering how to implement all of this and you've just realized from this video that you are really tense and you want, the soft life that we're talking about, which is the goal of achieving a calm life that looks as good as it feels, I created a 12-week guided reset. It's to help you slow down, reconnect with yourself, and get clear on what you actually want, and intentionally rebuild the way you're living. And unlike something that you simply download and forget about, the reset gives you guidance and coaching throughout the entire process. There is a link down below and you can join the waitlist and you'll be the first to know when it's launched. So I really appreciate you for sticking around till the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you check out my other videos on my channel and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button over here and I hope to see you on my next one. Thank you. Bye.